Hi, I'm Leanne, and this is my presentation on Wayne Williams. Who is Wayne Williams? He's also known as the Atlanta child murderer, the Atlanta boogeyman, and the Atlanta monster. This is a disturbing case where more than 30 African American youths were murdered over a 22-month period. In this presentation, I will talk about his earlier life, the crimes Wayne Williams committed, and criminal profiling, as it played a big role in this case. And it was a big case where it helped catch the perpetrator. I'll also talk about the outcome of the trial. Wayne Williams' early life is sparsely known. He was born in Atlanta in 1958. His parents were both teachers. He graduated high school with honors and went on to college, but sadly he ended up dropping out after a year. He either borrowed money or he sold photos of accidents such as fires. He even had a police scanner to help him get to the accidents faster. And he borrowed money from his parents. His parents ended up having to file for bankruptcy because he never paid them back. Wayne Williams was interested in radio work, record production, and talent scouting, and he always thought he'd make it big in this area, but obviously never did. His criminal career started when he was showing kids a badge and telling them that he'd arrest them if they didn't get off the streets. On July 21st, 1979, 14-year-old Edward Smith was found shot. This was the first of many murders because 4 days later, African-American teen Alfred Evans was found murdered by asphyxiation. The end of 1979, Yusuf Bell was found strangled, and Angel Lanier was found hands bound behind their back, tied to a tree, dead. On June 1980, FBI involvement began. Special Agent John Glover, who was the first African American to lead the FBI field force, offered the support of the Bureau after the city of Atlanta asked for help in August 20th, 1980. On November 6th, 1980, a major investigation was launched after the Attorney General's approval. The FBI worked with the local police force to help catch the murder. The end of April 1980, the killer switched from dumping bodies in desolate areas to now dumping them in the Chattanooga River. The FBI then stalked out the river and they stopped 23-year-old Wayne Williams, but he was let go due to no probable cause. 2 days later, they then found a body of a 21-year-old Jimmy Payne in the river. There were many commonalities between murderers. They were all African American. They disappeared in broad daylight in public locations, and the bodies were discovered in desolate areas with no obvious sign of motivation. The murders were originally thought to have been done by the KKK or another hate group. August 1980, Behavioral Sciences Unit sent out John Douglas to develop a criminal profile. This is one of Behavioral Sciences Unit's first big investigations. The criminal profile John Douglas put out was that the perpetrator was African American, so he'd have easier access to the community. He was a male with a vehicle. He enjoyed the attentions the murders were getting. He followed the press. And also that he would attend the Sammy Davis Jr. and the Frank Sinatra concerts. The mostly African American FBI unit was not happy with this profile. Between September 4th, 1979 and May 11th, 1981, 25 more possible victims died of asphyxiation, strangulation, and blunt force trauma. Wayne Williams was arrested on June 21st, 1981, 1 month after the last murder. There was a 99% hair match of the last two victims, and he had a poor alibi. He also failed multiple polygraph tests. Wayne Williams was considered a sociopath, in that his killings were not planned and he could not help himself. They linked him to 20 of the 30 murders. They weren't entirely sure if the female murders were his. This is due to the lack of DNA evidence. He was only charged with the last two murders, which were, ironically, both adults. Fiber analysis and witness testimony linked Wayne Williams to the murders of Nathaniel Carter and Jimmy Payne. 10 other murders were brought up in court, but there was not enough evidence to convict of those. Criminal profiler John Douglas advised the prosecutor to focus on the failures and inconsistencies in Wayne Williams' statements. This made the calm Wayne Williams argumentative, and he ended up calling the prosecutor a fool. Wayne Williams pled not guilty, but was found guilty of both murders in February 27th, 1982. He was sentenced to 2 life terms, and the killings had stopped completely after he was arrested. Wayne Williams still proclaims his innocence to this day. He is 63, living out 2 life sentences in Telfair State Prison in Georgia. He was denied parole in November 2019, and his next parole hearing is November 2027, which is the furthest date that the parole board is allowed to push it. And that is my presentation on Wayne Williams. Thank you.